Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our second season to After Hours in the STEM Center with Rance Bobo. Of course, we always start out our first episode or first speaker series presentation with a panel. And so this evening, our panel will consist of students who participated in job shadowing virtually, which can also lead to internships in the summertime. So I would like to go ahead and introduce to you our panelists this evening. We have Sharon. Go ahead, Sharon. Go ahead and turn. There you go.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
So Sharon, she is in charge of coordinating our job shadowing, and she will go into detail on what that entails and how you can participate, and then also some internship opportunities. Also, we have Jason, who was one of the participants in the virtual job shadowing, and Isaiah. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here this evening and making yourselves available to participate in this panel. So let's start with you, Sharon. What is job shadowing? And then tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I'll start off by introducing myself. Hi, everybody. I'm Sharon. I am the STEM Career Exploration Coordinator, and I joined the STEM team back in September, so I'm relatively new. But I've been in our district before, and I was an alum of our school district, and I went to Skyline College. I spent 3 years there, switched my majors a few times, thought I was going to go into nursing, realized that wasn't for me. Tried doing some biology and that wasn't for me either, but I ended up actually getting my associate's degree in social and behavioral sciences. And I transferred to UC Davis, where I got my bachelor's of science in community and regional development. And to be quite honest, I wasn't sure what I really wanted to do with that major. And that's why I do think that taking up internships kind of allow you to understand what pathway you want to take. And thinking back retrospectively, if I had more opportunities in the past to engage in internships and even work opportunities that directly relate to my major at a sooner time frame, I think that would have positioned me more strategically to come out with a better understanding of what direction I wanted to take. So it wasn't until my last year, once I transferred to Davis, where I actually picked up internships, and I, interned at a preschool and did admin work. I also did work in I interned in a first grade classroom, and that kind of gave me some exposure to teaching and realized that that wasn't for me. But I also did policy work with foster youth, and that was something that really resonated with me in terms of giving back to the community and working with youth to help them navigate different realms of their education and access to resources. And so that allowed me to come back and move back here into my hometown, San Francisco. And I did work as an employment counselor. And I really found joy in being able to help students find jobs and internships. So much that I went back to school and got my master's degree in educational counseling at San Jose State. And that's kind of led me to do the line of work that I do now. And I really enjoy doing career development work. I feel like this is really what I'm most passionate about. And I'm really happy that I could be part of this team. And I've been through so much journeying in terms of figuring out what I wanted to do. It took me a couple of rounds of doing internships and figuring out life. And I think that's why it's so crucial that if you do have opportunities presented to you, whether that be job shadowing, internship, experiences, or even picking up a job that relates to a specific field that you want to go into, that's only going to position you at an earlier onset to make decisions that will help you gain upward mobility in your career trajectory, and also present to you more opportunities as you graduate or go into the workforce. So definitely take advantage of these opportunities. I wish I had started sooner. And that's something that I think back on a lot in terms of being able to have these opportunities presented, definitely take advantage of these because it will help you as you journey through your educational pathway.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. Now the students know more about you because, we do send out a lot of emails and we do
Yes.
try to contact you students. And so if you get an email from myself or Sharon, you know who we are. Oh, also, audience, we do take questions as they come in. So, you could send in questions and we will answer them as they come in. You should be able to. Yes, yes. So if you have any questions for the panelists uh, or any of us, go ahead and send them in. So we're going to go ahead and Jason, go ahead and tell us your major and where do you want to transfer to and what's the end goal.
Hey, thanks, friends. So, yeah, my name is Jason Velasquez. My current major is biology, and this is actually my third year at Cañada, hoping to transfer next year. But my story is kind of different because I used to come to Cañada like in 2015, but then like after 1 or 2 semesters, I just dropped all the classes. And at first, I had like a above 3.0 GPA, and after a few years of being outside of college in 2019, I came back to Cañada. And when I saw my GPA in, it was like a 1 point something my GPA. So I was on probation actually when I returned to Cañada. And then as I took classes, I met with some counselors and some faculty members. They helped me out and said that I needed to get better grades so I could raise my GPA. And so I did the first semester. I just put a lot of effort on the classes. I got like um, mostly A's, so it was good. Like on the first semester, I brought my GPA up, and from that on, I keep raising my GPA. Right now, it's it's on the level as it was before, so it's about 3, and I'm actually really proud of that. And hopefully, I could transfer to I want to transfer to UCLA or UC San Diego, but like my top one is UCLA. Hopefully, I can get there. I'm not sure how the process is still because this is the year I'm gonna start applying for the colleges. Hopefully, it goes well though. And later on, I would like to pursue a career in medicine, physician assistant. So I'll have to do finish the bachelor's and then go to graduate school, like PA school, and yeah, hopefully it goes well.
All right, all right. Maybe you could find a pill or something for this coronavirus.
Yeah.
All right, Isaiah, you're up.
Hey Rance. So yeah, my name's Isaiah. I'm an engineering major, and I've been at Cañada for like probably 2 years. Uh, I I didn't really do too well in high school, to tell you the truth. I was a bit of a slacker my freshman and sophomore year, so I already knew that I wasn't really gonna go to like a big university straight out of high school. I knew I was probably gonna do like the community college route, and there were a bunch of people like dogging on it. They're saying like, oh, it's not like you're not going to get the college experience. And I was like, I mean, it's cheaper and like I'm still going to get there anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. So yeah, like the August, like right after I graduated, I enrolled at Cañada and then started taking classes and then did the SEP, student education plan. And yeah, I've been on that path pretty ever since, and trying to trying to transfer, because the thing is with like transferring is that I don't know, I there are a bunch of like requirements for engineering. You got to take all the calculus, all the physics, all the all the computer information classes with the programming stuff. And originally I did want to go to UCLA just like Jason, but once I got a good look at that requirement list, I was like, oh man, I just
Okay.
I'd have to be studying for like 24/7, and I was like, I don't know. You still got to live too. You have a life outside of school, you know what I'm saying? So you still got to make time for other things. So I'm probably gonna go to Irvine, maybe in a like fall 22, maybe. That's when I'll probably transfer over. And yeah, I still do have time. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep on this path and see what happens. And after I graduate, maybe I really want to like build computer hardware. That's like my passion, really. I just love computers, and I want to go into that work field. So yeah, pretty much it.
All right, awesome. Well, anyone who's telling you not getting the college experience, that's not true. Because let me tell you, no matter which university you're going to, everyone's doing college from their couch. So at this current moment, so everyone's getting that experience. So the reason why we're here, so we're going to talk about job shadowing. And so what is it? And where can it lead? Especially now in this environment, this virtual environment. And we don't know how long we're going to be in this environment. And, the world is seeing that, people are still productive virtually. And so who knows if employers are going to continue to use this as a method to save money, because it costs a lot of money to build a building, have people in the building, run the heating, the AC, providing lunch, security. So, really, we don't know. This could be the future. But Sharon, can you tell us what is job shadowing and how people can apply?
Yeah, let me just pull up the screen over here. So I would just want to reiterate that, as you go through your journey and figuring out what you really want to do, it is helpful to kind of get a glimpse into different workplace environments and get a sense of what different employers do within a company. And so job shadowing actually allows individuals, because we are remote right now, we're going to do virtual job shadowing. But in reality, when we do go back in person, our hopes is that with job shadowing, we can bring students to work sites and they get a glimpse firsthand to see what it's like to shadow an employee that works at a specific company that is within a specific role of interest of the students. And it allows them to understand what type of projects this individual typically works on, what are the key skills of their job, what can help you as an individual kind of get to the positions that are offered within the company. And it gives you a general overview of kind of what it's like to work in a workplace setting. So when we are in person, we would love to bring students specifically to the place so that they can observe and get a chance to follow a staff employee from the host site to learn more about their role. But because we are virtual, we're still going to enable students to follow a shadow host, but it will be virtually. So what happens is students will have a schedule of which specific work sites they will be attending. And when you do apply for the application, you can access it actually on our website, and you can go to the internship and job tab, and you'll see up here, you can click on job shadow form, and that will allow you to sign up if you are interested. It is a commitment of 4 days. And so when you sign up to be part of this, what typically happens is there will be a career coach who comes in on the first and the last day. And the career coach will come in to support individuals with creating an elevator pitch, pretty much going through the logistics of what the workplace etiquette looks like, how do you interact and come into the workplace setting with a professional demeanor. And they coach you through that process. And so they want to make sure that when you present yourself to employers that you have something to say, that that you're representing yourself in the best way possible. And when you go to the work site, you're going to be observing and following different folks who are executing their job duties and sharing their projects and talking about their experience within their role and at the company. And you'll have a chance to shadow for 2 days. And so each day there's 2-hour sessions in which you will have an opportunity to shadow these different sites, and they will be through Zoom links. So an individual, it could be an individual or a group, depending on, the area of interest of the students and how many work sites that we fully recruit. We're still in the recruitment phase, but we really are trying to expand across all STEM disciplinaries to get sites that fit students' interests. But once you do get placed, you'll have a schedule of when you'll be attending those sessions, and it's 2 on each day. And then the last day, the career coach will come back in, help you create or edit your pre-existing resume to include the job shadowing experience, and also help you build your LinkedIn profile. And that's really something that it can be helpful in terms of navigating and networking with folks in different industries. And a lot of employers now like to look at LinkedIn because it's an extension of your resume. And so I want to let you all know that that's kind of the structure of job shadowing. It really enables you to not only explore, say you're a student who's not quite sure if you even want to pursue a STEM major, or that you want to be in STEM or pursue something in STEM, but you're not quite sure exactly what area of interest you want to go into. Say you're generally interested in engineering, but you don't know if you want to go into hardware engineering, software engineering, mechanical. These are the job shadowing would give you an opportunity to see into the different realms of engineers. And also, if we have some partnerships with local labs too, so for our science folks, those would be really great opportunities for you to also connect with different employers. So if you are interested, applications are going to be due in about 3 weeks. We're still hoping to get more folks, and we are opening, the application is open to folks. And again, you can access that on the cañadacollege.edu/STEM Center website and click on internships and jobs, and you'll find the application here. And you can go ahead and start the application. There's a series of questions, and we're going to evaluate and let students know by the end of February, early March. And you will get paid for participating in this program. So for each hour that you participate, we are going to pay students. So this is during your spring break as well. So we wanted to intentionally set it at a time that would be convenient for students. So definitely take advantage of this. I think particularly students who are underrepresented in STEM, this is such a great opportunity not only to kind of explore and network with folks in different industries, but I do think that when you go into a workplace and you see people who are representing your background and your nationality, that's a really different experience, because you see people in positions of power that were able to go through these experiences and come out and share that. And I think having a mentor, having somebody to look up to that's been through that experience makes it that much more impactful for you as a student. So I really encourage individuals who are interested, please sign up. And my information is on the contacts page. So if you ever have questions, you can look for me. I'll drop my information in the chat as well. But my role is really make sure that you feel well supported. So if you have questions about job shadowing, you can ask me, as well as any questions regarding internships. And I can talk about that a little bit later. But I'm really glad that we have panelists here who've been through the experience. So they're going to be able to share what it was like shadowing the different work sites and how they gained from this experience overall.
Okay. So wait a minute. So you're telling me that I'll get paid for being a part of this from my bed or from my couch?
Yes.
Oh, wow. And this is during my spring break, because typically, I go to Cabo San Lucas or I go to Fort Lauderdale, but due to the virus, I'm stuck at home. So, okay, so it's during the spring break, get paid,
Mhm.
and then you guys will help me build my professional presence on LinkedIn.
Yes, that's what it's about.
And all this from home.
Yeah, all this from home. So the
Man,
flyer is up, but you can also access the application using the QR code, but it is on our website as well. So you can do this experience fully remote. Really encourage students to attend this, especially if you're still deciding, what field you may really want to pursue, and you want to know what it's like for a programmer. What do they do on a day-to-day basis, and what type of coding do they, or necessary programming language do they need to know to execute their job? This is a great way to learn about that. And so I do want to encourage you all to kind of take advantage of these opportunities.
yeah, typically, we would do this in person. Typically during your spring break, you'd have to come back to campus, and then we'd have to transport you to these companies and things like that. But, due to our current circumstances, you get to do it from your couch.
Yeah.
That's okay. Well, thank you for that. So we did have a question about, does this include health science, the health sciences?
So this is primarily geared towards the STEM specific majors. So we don't have many connections currently as host sites for like nursing or radiology. So it is more geared towards STEM majors. So I
Right.
wanted that some of the host sites that we have are like eBay, and we have an individual who's a computer engineering, and he served in the STEM speaker series last semester. So thank you, Rans, for connecting us all to folks as well. We have the San Mateo Office of Sustainability for students who are interested in environmental science, whether that be on the policy side or just doing environmental conservation work. A couple other host sites are Stanford University, their biomedical lab, and then BioCentry to do clinical research, preclinical trials. And so they'll be talking about what that process looks like, as well as DevCom Army Research Laboratory. So there's a variety of work sites, and we're still building upon a few more. And so I do want you all to take advantage of those. And they are more geared though to STEM specific majors within our umbrella. So that would be these majors: biology, chemistry, computer science, folks who are in engineering, environmental science, and geology, mathematics, and physics.
Okay. So we have some questions. Can you throw the link for students to register in the chat?
Sure.
And also a question is someone had asked if they don't know anything about coding, they'll learn this during job shadowing.
So there's a possibility that I wouldn't say that you would be learning coding firsthand, but maybe they'll show you, for example, like I was speaking to Arturo, who's going to be our host site for eBay. He wanted to demonstrate for students kind of the script coding process of how he designs the eBay platform and their website. And so maybe he won't process and walk you through the entire coding process, but he'll show you what the day-to-day kind of looks like and the intricacies of the job duty itself. So you could ask him questions specifically, or individuals questions about, doing sample projects. But they're going to vary depending on the work site that you're shadowing. Some may just show you finished products of their work. Some may show you exactly what are the key programming languages that they utilize or specific softwares that they utilize. And so you can ask during your time of engaging with the person, like, could you show me, quickly how you would do this, or show me how you would exactly program a specific feature. If they are willing to kind of show you through, and if they are able to show you through virtual means, then that's definitely up for conversation when you do go to the site and learn about what they do. And if you are interested in that too, you can actually let me know, and I can actually ask in advance to see if there's a specific project that's geared towards you learning about a specific coding language. So I want to offer that as well, and see if we can try to cater to the students' specific needs in terms of what they want to learn.
Right. Also, too, you have to understand that, with the job shadowing and internships, the whole purpose is to give you an idea if this is something you want to do for the rest of your professional career, without actually having to get a job and then leaving a job. So, that is one of the good things about internships and job shadowing. So now what we're going to do is transition to the students who actually participated in this virtual job shadowing. Hear their experience, hopefully remember where they did the job shadowing. If they don't remember, at least they can talk about what they did, and if that, encourage them to further pursue what they're currently majoring in. And then again, not panelists, excuse me, those of you in the audience, you can submit your questions and then we'll answer them as they come in. So, okay. So this is questions for the both of you. Where did you guys, if you recall, where did you guys do your virtual shadowing? And if you don't remember, what did you do? Maybe Sharon, you can look that up.
Yeah, I have it right here too. The list, actually, I could cast it if y'all, this is the list from last year. So Menlo Security, San Mateo Sustainability, Thales, JH Technologies. I think these were a few that they had mentioned earlier.
Okay. Yeah, so those are some of the companies that we actually went to last year. All right. So go ahead, Isaiah. I see you got your microphone unmuted.
Okay.
What did you do?
I went to Thales Engineering, JH Technologies. They have the microscopes. I think Box too. That's where I met Ikro. Yeah, Box. And then I did the sustainability with SMCCD. And they're all pretty cool. But I was mostly interested in JH. JH was really cool. They basically build like microscopes and then they sell them to like other clients, like maybe like a medical lab or research lab, and then they could buy it from them or rent it. It was pretty cool. But I didn't really see anything to do with like computer hardware. Thales was like what they did was like when an accident happens, like a car crash or something, they go to like the scene of the crash and then they try to analyze what happened, and then they use cameras and the data from the cameras to like try to piece together the accident. That was pretty cool. But I kind of wanted to see some like hardware, but it did give me an idea of what I wanted to do. Like I was gonna I was trying to like during my stay there, I was like trying to figure out like how I could like how my major could fit in with what they're doing, So that's what I was trying to do. And the microscope one, JH Technologies, was like my number one. And at Box, sorry, I'm trying to remember. This was like a year ago, but they just talked about like their systems for like security and what they do for like the companies like Stanford and all the other people that they work with. They try to help them manage their like file systems and like servers and data. And I got to ask a few questions about security and like like cryptography. It was kind of cool. And
I have a question real quick. What is Box? I mean, for people who might not know what Box is.
Box is kind of like a file management company basically. It's but it's not for like the common man, like the average Joe. It's
Right.
more so for like these like high-end like tech companies that use it to store all their data. They have like, it's super secure, like no one's gonna break in. They're very serious about it. So if you have a bunch of stuff that really 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 needs to be locked down and like kept under wraps, if you're like a big company, then you use Box to store all your data.
So in other words, Box is a cloud storage company, kind of like a Dropbox or
Yeah.
a Google Drive, but it's for industry, is for tech companies. That's who the targeted clients are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And sustainability. This was like the one that I kind of had like a big disconnect with, since I felt it was like furthest from my major. But I was talking to the people there, and we were trying to brainstorm ideas for like what like an engineer could do with, to help out with the environment. And there was a bunch of stuff, like building solar panels, like trying to pitch an idea about like how to make public transport more like sustainable, and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, all of them were really interesting. I'm not trying to like drag any other companies through the mud. They're all really good. And I think regardless of your major, you'll really get like you'll get a kick out of them. Interesting people there too.
So I was thinking, you talked about sustainability. Would Tesla kind of go into sustainability? And do you think you could possibly, you said hardware, possibly do something with your major with Tesla?
Yeah, I could definitely see myself at Tesla. Their cars are basically like computers on wheels, like, or cell phones on wheels. It's crazy. It's just pure technology. So yeah, I could definitely see myself doing something at Tesla, whether it's like, the assembly of their like interiors, or the big ass, like, excuse my language, the big the big like tablet in the center of the screen, in the center of the car. Yeah, I could probably do something there. But
Yeah, I mean, because typically, I think when we hear sustainability nowadays, it's normally with wind, water, air, keeping things clean, but they typically don't talk about other facets that can include you know majors such as engineering. Um, so with the telescopes, you talked about, I forgot the name of the company, Teletronics or something like that.
JH,
Oh, whoops.
something like that.
Sorry, we got to get these company names right. Hopefully they're not watching. JH. And so you said that really piqued your interest. What were they doing as far as like with the telescopes, that piqued your interest for, hardware, the use of hardware? And what were some applications that they were using their telescopes for? Because, excuse me, microscopes. Microscopes, not telescopes.
Yeah, I was about to say that. But yeah, they kind of like, they were in everything. They were in like the manufacturing process, and then they did the marketing at the same time. And I like those two worlds. They had the best of both worlds going on there. They had like people assembling it, and then people that would like go. They have like representatives that go to these like research labs and like demonstrate the microscopes for them, and give them instructions on how to use them, and try to sell like these like lab technicians and scientists on these microscopes. And that, I think that's really cool, because that's kind of what I want to do. I'm trying to like build hardware specifically like computers, and then pitch it to like people who need it, And I was asking them all sorts of strategies and like if they had any tips and tricks on how to like pitch their microscopes. It was really fun. Just like basically interviewing them about what they do.
So I mean, and since this is virtually, so I mean, this was an interactive experience. It wasn't like, okay, look at the slide, click, 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 and you're like, looking at 50 slides. So this, was something interactive for you.
Yeah, it was pretty interactive. They did have a slideshow, but after the slides, it was like more like of a Q&A kind of webinar like we're doing now. But yeah, it was more open-ended, like a free-for-all discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's cool. All right. So let's go ahead, Jason. So let's go ahead and speak to your experience.
Hey, yeah. So I'm actually gonna do something different. I know Sharon talked about how the program is and what the program gives students, but I want to share some slides to kind of show what you can expect as a student, and I just kind of like hear about it. So if I could share the screen, that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
go ahead.
All right,
Stage is yours.
it's mine. All right. Well, let me just go up here. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this is actually the something that I created. I didn't know was like there was gonna be like I thought it was, like the other was people were gonna have like some sort of like this slides, but no. It's just me. So
Hey, do you, man? Just do
yeah.
you.
So this is from my experience what I learned. So it was a shadow program. It's a 1 week virtual job program. It's as Ryan said, it's the winter, so it's like obviously a week, and it's paid. It's I think it's like $16, right? Yeah, $16 an hour they give you, but they sent you the check at the end of the week. Basically the program it consists of like the first 2 days we get trained by a lady. Well, the time was a lady. Her name was Jackie Max. Something. I think I had it here, but it should be on the next slide. Yeah, Madam Maki. So yeah, the first 2 days we were just training with her, and the next 2 days we visited virtually STEM employer. And the last day on Fridays we shared our experiences with like the whole uh, class and with her. Go to the next one. Let me just get rid of this. So the first week, as I said, it was like the 2 days. It was Maggie. She trained us, and she kind of guided us to what to expect in the program. So she kind of trained us on how to act and look professional. And this also includes like the way you dress. I remember the first day we just showed up like regular clothing, like normal clothes. But for the next day, she wanted us to get something more like fancy. And I remember I kind of dressed up with a coat and like a tie, and it was just me with a tie and all that stuff. And the other guys they just had like normal shirt, but it was like it was a like a professional shirt. I don't know how to say it, but they weren't that fancy like I did. I took it seriously. And yeah, she led us through personal exploration as well as resume, how to build a resume, and that was actually really helpful. She had like a form where she kind of told us what to write on, like the activities and all that stuff. The if you had like volunteer hours, so it was she showed us how to make like a resume, which I still have right now, and that's the one I use for not internship, for scholarships and for some other things that I've used to. And she also helped us create a LinkedIn profile, which Sharon talked about. I didn't know what LinkedIn was, honestly, but it's like it's a professional social media, which is you have to take like a professional picture and not just like a selfie or anything. Which is, I don't know if, I mean, a lot of you might have it, but it's just something I didn't know about. So it was new for me, and we created it with her. Let me go to the next one. So yeah, as I said, it was we met with some local employees, and when we met with them, they shared their experiences and how they got there. They also talked about their journey to college. So it wasn't just the things they do right now. They talked to us about the challenges they faced and all that stuff through college. Um, Also, they also talked to us about what they do in the job. And at the end of the third presentation, we had like a lot of time to ask questions with them and kind of get some advice from them, just to if you wanted to pursue like a career or like that's similar to theirs. And yeah, so it was really nice having to ask those questions to them. And let me see this other one. So who I shadowed this for. Um, the first one, can see here. Sustainability. That's the one Isaiah talked about. It was honestly because I was a pre medical student, like a medical student. I was mostly going to the biomedical lab, but the sustainability one, it was really interesting. It was about the solar panels, and they talked to us about how they created them, and also that they have like internships. I'm not really sure about that, but they said that they offer internships to students as well. That one was a nice one. Kind of like go and talk to them. The biomedical lab, it was actually a girl. She was a medical student from Stanford. That's the one I interacted like the most. She shared like which college she went to and how she uh, did like the exams, like the MCAT, and like her whole journey. So it was really nice talking to her because I don't know, I was gonna be a medical student, but not anymore. I changed to PA, which is like a different thing, but it's still in the healthcare field. And yeah, that one was a nice one. JH technology, that was about the microscopes. Yeah, that one was a nice one. They showed us the microscopes. It would have been better if we went in person, but it was just weird because she just took like the camera and showed us around the microscopes. Uh, yeah, it was kind of weird, but it was nice. And the box, that one was a bit short. They just talked about what they did. Honestly, that one was not too much for me. I wasn't going for like any of the other ones, but the box was kind of different. I just didn't really enjoy it. I don't know, but that's just me. But you can try it. They put you like in different ones. It was like each day you go to two different places. So then in the morning I went to sustainability, and then in the afternoon I went to the other one. So and so on, like for the 2 days. So this is the flyer I saw when I joined. There's like a new one right now. Last year it was March 27. Today is this year's is March 26. So yeah, I mean just go for it. Just take advantage of it. It's really nice being able to talk to professionals and being able to talk to them and ask questions. If you have questions like about what they did to get where they are right now, so it was just a great experience, honestly. And if you get a chance to join, just go for it. I mean, like it says, right, you won't regret it. I don't. So yeah, it was nice, honestly. Yeah, that's it. I don't have any more. Actually,
All right. Well, thank you, Jason, for sharing that experience.
yeah.
Well, no, both you and Isaiah for sharing your experience with the job shadowing. And then, so, I mean, because there's a few things, that I'm listening to that, I got out of this is that, you guys got help starting, how can I say it? Learning how to present yourself professionally, starting your professional presence, especially on social media. I know LinkedIn, it's one of the tools that I know a lot of people go to find people like on the fly, and that's pretty much your virtual resume right there. And so yeah, LinkedIn, it's a very useful professional tool. Um, and so we do understand that sometimes the job shadowing can lead to internships, or it can give you direction in where you want to go to pursue internships. I mean, for example, Box, Jason, was not for you, and and being in the medical field, with what you want to do in the medical field, Box wouldn't necessarily fit you know, your cup of tea. Isaiah, sustainability, where he had went, that particular field of sustainability didn't necessarily work for him. If they had did sustainability at Tesla, that might have been a better fit, but it depends on, where the sustainability is. So, I mean, that gives you, I mean, that's the whole purpose of job shadowing. It gives you a taste of, hey, do I see myself here? I got to spend the day here. Do I want to spend the summer here? Or do I want to spend 25 years of my life here? So then let's go on and talk about internships. Sharon.
Yes, hello. Let me see if I can share my screen again. I was just answering a couple questions that folks had in the chat. Feel free to also email me too if I missed any questions that you may have. So I just want to throw that out there. In terms of aligning yourself after going through a job shadowing experience, maybe you've gained more clarity in terms of the direction that you want to go into, and you're looking to transfer out soon. As you are building upon your skill sets and hopefully adding more to your resume, it is kind of good to explore opportunities to engage in internship opportunities. So when you go to the web page, again, you want to just click internships and jobs, and you can scroll to where it says STEM internship master list. And you'll see here, there is a list of internships available to students to engage in during the summertime. And majority of the ones that are listed here are research experience for undergraduate students. So the people call them REUs, and there's a variety of REUs that are offered to folks that are in partnership with four-year institutions. And they're really looking for undergraduate students within STEM to conduct research. And a lot of the partnerships are with faculty members from these institutions. And they have different disciplinaries. So depending on whether or not you want to go a little further, you can seek other opportunities at outer state or a little bit further away. With the current situation of COVID and the pandemic, some of these are actually offered virtual. So that may allow for more flexibility. But say you do need to go a little bit further for this opportunity, they usually offer you, they pay you during the research experience, and it varies, it ranges from different types of experience. And typically some of them also offer, depending on what type of research or institution it is, they will offer you a stipend for living or food expenses. So that's something to keep in mind, is that you can see the details of the different opportunities listed here. And some of them you can look at which ones are local to your area, and they will be highlighted in pink. or they will say fully virtual. So UC Berkeley has the Assures REU program for people who are interested in space science or conducting research in space science. And so you can see under the discipline, I've listed all the majors that they're really looking to recruit students from. And you can narrow your search that way, do Control F and try to look in to see if the specific major or area of interest, if there's opportunities within research that relate to that. And I included descriptions, but you can also read about each of these opportunities through the links. I put the application links, and if they do offer a stipend, I included that information for you as a student there. And I just wanted to note that there's specific opportunities that are specialized for our special populations. So if you're an underrepresented student, if you are AB 540, if you're a vet student, they have specific internships for you to apply for, and they really want to encourage students to apply for these opportunities. So I really think that it's a great opportunity not only for you to add something to your resume, because most of these internships will have you do a culminating, like either like a presentation or a research poster at the end, but it gives you that opportunity to add this project and also a competitive edge to your transfer applications. So a lot of students are like, how do I stand out as a transfer candidate, right? This is one way to really make yourself stand out, is to show that you have research experience. And, you know, maybe you have in mind a specific institution you want to transfer to. You might want to look up, like, you know, what opportunities there are affiliated with that specific institution. I know UC Berkeley has one, UC Santa Barbara, Stanford has a few options. And so it spans across different institutions. And you can see there's some that are further, some that are closer. And you can really look depending on your preference in terms of the area and location. But again, many of these are offered virtually. So if you are open to doing that, please consider these opportunities, especially if you're thinking about grad school or going on to get your PhD or your doctoral degree. Research can be really essential to kind of helping you build the skills you need to conduct literature reviews. And these are all key skill sets that you'll need as you go through your master's program or your PhD program down the line. So this can only position you to kind of learn what skills are needed to be a good researcher. So if you're planning to teach in the future or planning to do anything that will require a higher level degree, really consider these research opportunities. I personally did not know about many of these opportunities till I transferred to Davis. And when I think about it, when I was a community college student, I didn't really take advantage of these internships, but I know that when I think back on it, if I had engaged in these earlier, it would have helped me a lot more in terms of building the skill sets I need to become a good researcher once I did transfer to Davis. And also, it also helped me a lot in terms of understanding, like once I got into my master's program, like what are the necessary research skills that are needed to write my master thesis project. And so that was something that I feel like I didn't really gain until I went to Davis, where I'm primarily at a research institution. But if you can do this type of work beforehand, before you even get to that 4-year level, when you transfer, you're going to feel so good that you have that experience under your belt. And, you know, you have that exposure, you understand what it's like to partner with faculty members to conduct research. And so this is definitely a great way for you to not only build projects, build your resume, but also connections with faculty members. So definitely take advantage of these opportunities. They're all listed on that master list. If you have questions about finding the right opportunities that fit your interests, you can reach out to me. I'd be happy to support you with that process. And then lastly, just wanted to briefly show you all some of the resources that are available. We do have a resume toolkit guide that help STEM students with creating a template to a resume, and you know how to tailor a cover letter for a specific internship that you might be interested in, if it's more industry geared, or if you're just looking to submit your resume for some of these applications. The tools are there for you. And I also created a STEM internship guide for you to kind of go through some resources that will help prepare you for collecting the right documents and applying for the internship applications. Here are just some videos that I created on building your LinkedIn profile, how to create a STEM resume, how to look for STEM internships. So these are all accessible for you. But that pretty much is like the highlight. I hope that, you know, with the experiences, and I just want to thank Jason and also Isaiah for sharing their experience, because it makes it that much more impactful when you can reflect on how it's really shaped your idea of the direction you want to take. And our goal really is to help build the career awareness so that students know what opportunities are available for them. If you decide to do the job shadowing and you're ready for that next step of applying for internships, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to meet with you one-on-one. But I also have drop-in hours for students tomorrow on Thursdays, every week from 10 to 11. If you have questions about STEM internships, you can go to the STEM calendar on the Canvas shell, and you can just click on the link, and I'd be happy to support you with any questions that you have there.
All right. Well, thank you, Sharon. So you want to cancel that screen share?
Oh yeah, there you go.
All right, there you go. So, you know, with the job shadowing, you know, we always try to provide opportunities for our students within the community college. Yeah, a lot of times companies, you know, they don't take students, accept students to, you know, to participate in regular internships because they're community college students. So, you know, the STEM Center is pretty much that cheat code, you know, to get access to something that, you know, a lot of people won't allow you to do. And then what that does for you is, you know, Sharon had, you know, she talked about it. She wished she would have done this, you know, as a community college student, because at the next level, it could have opened up other doors. So you think about it, you got a community college student going to a four-year institution with some internship experience, whether it be in a lab, for a company. I mean, that just makes you, you know, more marketable or competitive. You know, you have something that no one else has. So, you know, we highly encourage you to take advantage of it, you know, so that way, you know, you can make sound decisions because you've been exposed to it. And then also too allows you to know what to pursue. So I'd like to thank our panelists this evening, Sharon, Isaiah, Jason. Thank you for taking time out of your evening to sit here and chat it up with me after hours, when you could be, you know, eating dinner or watching television or doing something else. So we'd like to thank you. So next week, I'd like to invite you guys back. We're going to have a Cañada alum. For the most part, all of our speakers this semester are Cañada alum. We have Vera Quijana. She is, an associate professor at Cañada College. Now, I mean, she may be a yoga instructor, but she did not start out as that. She started out as a biotech. She started out biotech and then went into yoga, and she started out at Cañada. So you got to come listen to her. She has a very interesting story, and you can go a lot of places with biology, places that you didn't even think you'd go. So I encourage everyone to tune in next week. You can also watch this episode. Also, we are, you know, posting all the episodes onto our STEM Canvas page. So we ask that you guys, you know, watch the videos and then complete the survey. I also put the survey link in the chat box. So if you guys can complete that survey, that'd be great. And yeah, so again, thank you everyone for participating, and thank you for tuning in, and everyone have a great evening. All right.